Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Yeah, guys. Hi guys. Welcome to the Studentship YouTube channel. Today I'm with Stanley.
I'm Stanley.
And my name is Blessing. So today we are going to share with you everything you need to know as a fresher in the university, polytechnic, or college of education.
Yeah, so fresher has to watch it because it's going to give you the insight of everything you need to know as a fresher in the university.
So before we start, I want to ask you, what is that one thing you wish you knew while you were a fresher?
I will tell you by the end of this video.
So what's the first thing you think a fresher needs to know? Someone who just got admitted into the university.
One of the first things you need to know as a fresher is accommodation issues. You have to settle for your accommodation.
Yes.
And when you talk about accommodation can be of two types. It can be whether you want to stay inside the school or off campus.
Yes.
So this is usually a headache for most freshers because they don't know where to actually stay as a student.
Yeah. So especially for those that want to stay off campus, you must start making moves as soon as possible to get your accommodation. But if you want to stay in the hostel, that means you have to keep yourself updated to know when the hostel portal is open, so you don't miss out on those opportunities. So your hostel accommodation is very necessary. You have to make the decision on where to stay as a fresher.
So secondly, what you have to know as a fresher is what I call pack up. Okay, so this pack up is a complex word because it entails a lot. What you are packing up as a fresher, it's plenty. So some of them include you pack up your documents, you pack up some groceries, you pack up some stationaries, you pack up some money too because you being a fresher, it's draining. Like you spend a lot. You spend a lot for clearance, spend a lot for printing documents, spend a lot for in a lot. So you have to pack up. Okay, so me, when I was a fresher, I had this booklet that everything I was packing up, I have to take it in those books. Because assuming I packed up my whole clothes, I will go and take it in that booklet. This helped me because if most times when you forget some documents, when you forget some important things, it's painful. For instance, now if you stay in a university that's like up to 10 hours from your home, there's something that you can forget that you forget to pack up that will pain you.
Yeah, because when you're a fresher, you can be overwhelmed with what you need to get for school. Sometimes you see some students will forget their documents at home. They'll be like, "Mommy, that day I forgot this." So when you are planning to resume, you have, like just as Stanley said, you have to get a book, a list, so that you start ticking. Okay, my documents, my WAEC result is here, my stationaries, my cutleries, every other stuff I need is there. So you have to be very meticulous about this, so that you don't make mistake of forget. So after you've packed up the necessary documents, you need to resume early.
Yes, early resumption.
Why do you think it's necessary for students to resume early on campus?
Okay, there's a saying that goes that early to bed, early to rise.
Yes.
So most students that tend to resume early in school tends to do well because they tend to adapt earlier than other people that resume late. Okay, so early resumption is very, very important as a fresher because this will help you to do your clearance and attend orientations and even know the school environment on time.
Because when you resume early, you'll be able to settle down on time in the hostel. And universities or schools in Nigeria, after admission resumption is clearance. So those that resume early will do their clearance on time. Because if you don't resume early, you will combine clearance and lectures, which might be very stressful. But if you resume on time, you have the whole opportunity and time to do your focus on your clearance, early, and by the time lecture begins, you start your lectures. You not be like those who are trying to do their clearance and attending lectures at the same time. So make sure you resume as soon as possible.
Another benefit of resuming early is the issue of knowing your department. Okay, so most times when you resume early, it will help you to locate your department and also get to know your new classmates. Okay, information is power. So most times when you mingle with your classmates, you tend to broaden your network and they tend to share what they know, maybe how to do your clearance or where this particular lecture is holding. So this early resumption is very, very beneficial in knowing your department also.
Because when you resume early, you are not under any pressure. You need to do this. Because I remember when I resumed for my first year, I had the opportunity, like 2 weeks lecture have not started. So I was just truly around the school, going to places, just seeing, different sites, just
Exactly.
sightseeing. So that gave me the opportunity to know my department, to meet with other of my colleagues, and there was no pressure at all. So that gave me a good start in my first year. So as much as possible, make sure you resume early so that you can get to know
your class.
yes, and get this information.
Okay, so I'm talking about setting for accommodation, early resumption, knowing your classmates and packing up so well. Okay, so the next point you have is the academic advice.
Yes.
So what the academic advice you have for the freshers?
When it comes to academics, the first advice I have for any fresher is to attend lectures.
Yes.
Because as a fresher, you start hearing different information. This class now scam.
Lecture na scam.
You don't need to attend, just buy your material and all of that. It doesn't work like that. You have to attend lectures. Every lecture
is important.
Whether the lecture is boring or you have to attend it. Because during that lecture, that is when most lecturers reveal their exam questions. You'll be able to understand the lectures. So you are in school to learn. There's nothing to lose
that you're in class.
There's nothing to lose that you're in class. So what was your experience
with lectures?
Yes.
Okay, when I resumed, okay, there was this. I heard the same news with you. That this lecture is scam. That I'm wasting my time going there. But most of my time in the lecture hall, I can attest that it was not in vain. Because I know a few couple of questions that the lecturer released in class.
Yes.
Questions that I saw in the exam hall that helped me to pass those courses very well. Yes. So lectures as a student is very, very crucial.
And sometimes lecturers do take attendance in class.
Yes, which have marks.
Yes, that attendance might be 10 marks. There are also lecturers who will give out impromptu tests. They might come to the class and see that everywhere is scanty, like tear a piece of paper, you just give out the test. And if you are among the category of students that don't attend lectures, you start losing such marks for your continuous assessments.
Yes. And when the impromptu test may come about, they may even call you on phone. You may not even be in the class.
Yes.
So even if you rush and come to the class, there is this low chance of you passing that particular test very, very well.
Which will affect your performance in the course.
Overall grade, exactly. So lectures is very important as a fresher.
Yes.
So what other advice do you have in terms of academics?
You have to take your continuous assessment serious. Most students will be like, well, I'll just prepare for my exam. One thing is that you don't know what is going to happen in the exam. You are not sure of what the outcome of the exam. But you can start laying a solid foundation from your continuous assessment. By the time you get, let's say, 25 or 20 in your CA, that is over 30.
Okay.
You know that you just need about a few marks to cross that F grade. But by the time you get 10-5 in your continuous assessment and you perform poorly in the exam, you are going to fail that course, and get a carryover. And for students who want to perform, excellently, you want to get first class, your CA is number one. It's very necessary. Because without your CA, you can't get first class. You can't even get a good grade in university without your CA.
So CA is very, very important for freshers, because there is this research that have that most people that do well in CA have this high chance of passing a particular course.
Yes.
So take your CA as important as you take exams also, because CA and exams they work hand in hand for students to pass so well.
You guys remember there was a time in my first year I took a course that I got like 20 in the CA, but the exam didn't go quite well. But because of that 20 I got in the CA, I had this confidence that at least I was able to get a D or a E. So you see why CA is very, very important. Another thing I would advise you as a fresher is to make friends with senior colleagues. I don't mean when I talk about friendship, I mean a beneficial kind of friendship. Look for senior colleagues that are doing well in their class. It's not difficult to locate this category of students. So by the time you ask your senior colleagues, they'll tell you this student is in the first class, this student had a A in this course last session. By the time you meet that student, you're like, good morning, good afternoon, I'm a junior colleague, I need advice on this course. And one very important thing is that some students will tell you their secret. They'll tell you this course, you need to study past questions. They might be willing to give you their materials, their textbooks, which other of your colleagues might not have the opportunity to get at their disposal.
Yes, so this senior colleague issue is very, very important, because one of the skills to scale through university is what I call the experience antidotes. Okay, so these senior colleagues, they have this experience on how to scale through in some courses. So when you get to attach yourself with these senior colleagues, they tend to give you the cons and the pros, and also have to tell you the secrets of this particular course.
Yes.
This will help you to pass and pass so well. So get yourself a senior colleague as a fresh, and you see yourself scaling through in some courses.
Yeah.
Okay. Another advice I have in this academic basis is what I call joining extracurricular activities.
Yes.
Okay, so you being a fresher, you mustn't really tie all your whole skills around academics. Okay, so you are in the school, you are inside the school. The school must pass through you, and you also must pass through school.
Yes.
So this extracurricular activities is just trying to make you to develop some skills that is in you that you don't know that is in you.
Yes.
Also to help you to develop more network, and also to help you to mingle with other students.
That is true. Extracurricular activity is very important.
Yes.
Now, before we round up, there's one thing we've not talked about, which is studying past questions, because past questions are very, very important.
Yes. That will also give you the experience, like I said before, the experience on how some exam questions are being set. So you being a fresher, you are a novice in this field.
Yes.
So you must see these past questions because there are templates on how to answer a question.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have this past question, helps you to pass courses very, very well. So you being a fresher, you need these past questions to do well in your academics also.
So before we round up, I want to ask you, what is one thing you wish you knew while you were a fresher in university?
Yeah, when I was the first year, I didn't know how to calculate my CGPA.
Your CGPA.
Okay, and funny enough, most of my friends, they didn't even know how to calculate their CGPA.
Nobody knew how to calculate CGPA.
I was even asking some senior colleagues, they didn't even know how to calculate it. So it was like a mad race for me because at the time I was searching for how to calculate it online. Those steps were strenuous and so bogus for me.
Yeah, very
but
complex.
when I got to second year, I got a glimpse on how to do that. So assuming I knew how to calculate my CGPA as a fresher, I would have known how to set my pace and my grade level on time.
Yes.
So it's one of those things I regret.
Because by the time you know how to calculate your CGPA, you're able to plan yourself. This course I need to get a B, I need to get an A in this course.
Yes. Judging by the credit unit.
So that is just it. So for me, one thing I wish I knew when I was in first year was studying with the course outline. Because while we were taking different courses, some of us were reading big textbooks, complex stuff, and the lecturers gave us course outline. But as if we didn't trust what the lecturer gave us, we were trying to read above board and everything. So one advice I have for you is that when you get the course outline, make sure you stick with that course outline. You don't need to start studying, except if your senior colleagues or the lecturer insists that you have to study wide. You can study wide. But if the lecturer says study this course outline for your exam, then stick to it. So if you don't know how to calculate CGPA, check the description of this video to see the procedure to calculate your CGPA. So
our next advice to you as a fresher is what I call money management.
Yes.
Okay, you being a fresher, money tends to be a thorn on your skin because you tend to spend a lot. You just hold small money, like before you can even blink, the money must have disappeared.
Yes.
Owing to some debits, like or some things you need to use money to settle.
Yeah.
So you being a fresher, you must develop this skill of managing your money very, very well, because you not having money as a fresher is most times depressing.
Yes.
So this is an advice to you: manage your money efficiently as a fresher.
Yes. So lastly, what I have to say is that you have to be goal-oriented as a fresher. You have to set your goal. You have to know where you are coming from. Do not get distracted by the different youthful exorbitance in the school campus. You have to know why you are there and focus on your study. So that is very, very necessary for you as a fresher. So I hope that we've been able to give you advice on the things you need to know as a fresher in university.
This advice will help you in your academics as a fresher and in all round endeavors as you stay in school.
So if you have any question, let us know in the comments and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel.